rigor in academic research, in which I said that everything you say must be supported. Okay, sometimes things are not so straightforward. Sometimes when you're developing, like today, we're developing the research instrument. Okay, research instrument means the questionnaire or the interview guide. And we noticed, well, maybe we should ask this question in the questionnaire. But is this actually something that is supported by the literature? So it means, is that a factor in reality that authors have discussed? If it has, then we have to go back to the literature and include that there, all right? Because we cannot just ask a question because we fancy to ask that question, okay? If it's an important factor, then we put it there, and then we go back to literature, we see, okay, this there are authors, there are references there, then we put the question in the questionnaire because it's an important thing that we need to discuss, okay, and we need to probe. So, as I said last week, it depends on the context. It could be qualitative, could be quantitative, okay? The most important thing is your respondents, okay? Your respondents must qualify as such. If it's consumers, it's consumers. If it's experts, it's experts, but they have to be experts. And another thing you should be doing in your methodology chapter, once you have all the respondents, put them in a little table, so in which you can describe those respondents. That is important in qualitative research. In quantitative research, there's no problem because you're asking demographic questions and there's statistics there. But in qualitative research, you can put a brief description, okay? Let's say respondent with more than 20,000 followers in Instagram, something like that, okay? To give a little bit of description that it's an important person to interview, okay? Or customer who knows about Chinese brands, or something that says that this is a good respondent for our research, okay? So, and every respondent, respondent one, male, female, you can see if it's male and female, that's not a problem, okay, to put that there. And then put some sort of description about the respondent. Maybe you don't want to put to ask age, but you can say a person in his 20s, in his 30s, something like that. You can put that there if you want, but if it's relevant, maybe it's not relevant at all, so you can leave it out. So remember, as I said, connection between literature review and research, sample size. There must be some sort of discussion, and we have already discussed that, either qualitative or quantitative. Your research instruments validated. What does it mean validated? Either you discuss it with me, okay? Some could be also some other researcher has used that instrument. That's perfect as well. Or the most typical one is to pilot it. Can you pilot qualitative research? Yes, maybe with one respondent. And with quantitative research, normally we pilot with a little bit more, like 4 or 5, okay? And then we see, and then it's good that you don't only pilot, but you also said what you did after you piloted. So if they gave you some feedback to change some questions, then you also said that this is actually adds value to your dissertation. If from the feedback you changed something. I have done that, and believe me, every time I pilot, if it's a good pilot with people who can give you good feedback, okay, once I did it, and I did it with colleagues, fantastic feedback, okay, and incorporated. Could be things like language is important, okay? Okay, or I don't understand this question very much. Why don't you write it in a way that is simpler, okay? Today, again, we were discussing one question and say, what do you mean by that? Because this question and this question seem similar. Okay, but if we phrase it slightly different, or make it simpler for the person. Remember, if it's a questionnaire, there's no way you can explain that to the respondent. It's an online survey. The person didn't understand the question, that's it. Okay, or will answer anything, then of course it affects your credibility, particularly in this case, the reliability of the instrument. Okay, so as I said, reliability, validity, generalizability, important in quantitative research. That's part of credibility of research. Confirmability, acceptability, dependability, transferability. Those are the things that you discuss within qualitative research. Okay. Dissertation is rigorous, so it means it follows a process, but it's not that nobody can understand the dissertation. Okay. No, it has to be also reader friendly with a logical order.